Turkish, you step out on that right as you bring these arms in, back, and one, and back, and one, and back. To signal a turn, I bring my chest here. They get 2 counts to follow me, and then here we all do our turn to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Turkish. There's your 2 count for the cue, and then we turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're back. Reach and sit, which if you're here, the way you initiate a reach and sit is you bring your arms here, and as I bring my arms here, I also sit, and then lift. Sit, lift. So if I'm doing an Egyptian, I sit down and lift. Sit, lift. If I'm doing a pivot bump, it's all that much easier. I'm already almost here. Sit, lift, sit, lift, sit. All of these are graduated turns, which means to initiate the turn, I just look, and then I begin to kind of push my way around gradually. And we all kind of keep tabs on everybody, so hopefully we're going on the same speed. Yeah, a Resham Ka. You want to think of handkerchiefs, shaking handkerchiefs like this, and this gets really challenging when you do it with zills. But a Resham Ka and a reach and sit are real similar. Here's the difference. So a reach and sit, your elbows stay kind of high as you sink. You see where they're up here, and then you get ready to sink out like this. Okay, so that's how you would lead a reach and sit. If you're doing a Resham Ka, it's an immediate, you want to have a nice powerful pivot bump start, and your hands need to come really low. Because you're going to move forward for 8 counts, and your wrist is going to twist like you're flicking a handkerchief, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you have to come back for 4 using whatever you've chosen, or 4, back to your standing place. So again, a Resham Ka is, I drop my hands and I pivot bump. When I feel like everyone's with me, again, there's like a little emphatic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you can drop back if you want. Make sure that you're in your knees, and it's right and right, left squeeze, left. Pa-da-da, 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 pa-da-da. And there needs to be some softness. The faster you go, the more this is kind of driven by my knees a little bit. I do pick up with my obliques. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So you see how my hip comes up? These are called 3/4s on the up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can do this on the down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Down is a move. The 3/4 on the up is mixed in with a bunch of moves.
Okay.
So you pair your 3/4 with the Turkish, you pair your 3/4 with the Arabic shimmy, with the wet dog, all that kind of stuff. But the downs is your 3/4 on the downs, and that is what you're doing for that move.
Okay.
Down and down, down and down. You can turn them, but that's all you're doing is 3/4 on the down. This is your high treble fifth. You want to think Barbie arms, so you're only rotating the shoulders. High treble fifth, high treble second, like you're setting your elbows on like you're kind of leaning back and resting on a fireplace mantle or something. You want to make sure those elbows are rotated. This is low tribal. Again with a lift. You see those arms are pulled forward. This is somewhere between. This would be like showgirl or some variation. We do a lot of this for various things. So it'll either be high, middle, low, or some sort of concoction in between. But they always have that, they always rotate from here when they come through, like that. So a floreo is like you're picking something off of a shelf and dumping it over like an hourglass. Like you have really wet nails that you've just had done, and you're dumping over an hourglass. And the movement is just in the wrists. So you pick something up, and you pour it out. You pick something up, you pour it out. You pick something up, and you pour it out. Okay. You can actually do these backwards. That's a wrist curl. So I define them by inside, where you're pulling your fingers in and then out. You're picking something up and dumping it out. That's the floreo. That's inside. Outside is you're running your fingers along a mason jar, trying to get the last bit of peanut butter out. That's an outside. And the main thing is you just don't want to make sure that your shoulder's moving. It seems to be isolated in your wrist. And you can practice these by closing your fingers and rolling your wrists. That's all you're doing. So this is an outside, and this is an inside. Yeah, snake arms are, you're going to roll your shoulder. All you're doing is rolling your shoulder back and back and back. What you do is you've got your arms in that tri-roll, and the shoulder rolls. As the shoulder rolls, you rotate that elbow up, and then you let the energy just push out the top of your fingers like you're rolling a marble off. So it'll roll, and then the marble comes. You're going to roll, marble, roll. That shoulder, the energy from your shoulder roll gets transferred like there's a string pulling up your elbow, and then there's kind of a release through your hand. So shoulder, elbow, wrist, release. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, release. And the most important thing is that you integrate your shoulder at the end of this movement. And that you must push it back, like you're stuffing your scapula into your back pockets. That's how you get the richness of the look. If you allow your shoulders to stay tense, you don't get very much movement. So the important part is integrating that shoulder back in, dunking that scapula back in the back pocket at the end of the movement. So rolling, dunking, rolling, dunking, rolling, dunking. So that shoulder comes up and then also flattens out. So shoulder, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. And you want to make sure that you're not curling under. So when it comes up, I think about pushing through the heel of my hand. So it gets about here, and I think pushing through the heel of my hand. Shoulder, elbow, heel of my hand. Shoulder, elbow, heel of my hand. Which is our torso rotation, which is where your shoulders actually tilt back slightly, and they slide to the right or left. They hit a point dead center, but you have to lift your chest in the back. That's the trick. And then you slide to the right, and then you come slightly forward and reset. So it goes left, back with your chest up, right, and settle. Left, back with the chest up, right, and settle. And then you add your roll. So you kind of exaggerate it by rolling that arm, back, right is where you finish that arm, and settle. There's like a little mini wave there. So large undulation with the left, back, finish the undulation with your right, and settle. That's a torso rotation.